Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to make a very strong video topic that I'm happy to teach, but not overly happy about the facts in this video, because I'm going to say right now, just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's not true. And that took me a long time to accept. This video took me, what I'm about to teach in this video, some of the truest stuff ever and some of the strongest stuff ever. So I'm going to teach about the most spiritually powerful foods you can eat, what spiritual foods influence your diet, what foods are really bad for you spiritually, and disclaimer, this is all spiritual information. Disclaimer, I'm not talking about anything physical at all. Okay, there we go. But I'm gonna go straight into this video. This is gonna generate some very spiritually powerful people. The secrets that I teach in this video, and I'm giving you guys some warnings or some heads up. Some of the information I teach is a little shocking in this video, and you might not agree with it, but it doesn't matter, because it doesn't change the truth. Some spiritual foods, some foods that you eat are very powerful. Very powerful for you spiritually. Some foods that you eat are very, very horrible for you spiritually. So, if you're going to ask what I eat, I'm a pescatarian, and I'll explain why. And this is not, I have to teach this topic. I taught a long time ago and people hated it, but this is going to make you powerful spiritually. You're going to see and I follow my own advice. So, let's go straight into it. Meat. I'm going to talk about this later too, but so I'm not going to say vegetarian's better. I tried to go vegetarian. I absolutely couldn't. I work out a lot, and I actually don't know how to, if you guys can't tell, I do work out a lot, and I require protein, so I'm still not hot. I try to jump on the vegetarian, and I wasn't getting enough nutrients correctly, because I didn't get to study a lot on vegetarian, and plus everyone's body has different needs, so I did not go vegetarian. Pescatarian, I love fish. I know what they say. It doesn't matter what they say about fish. I'm not talking about anything physical. So you'll have to do your own research on your own diet, because everyone's different. Make sure you're doing supplements, whatever. And make sure you're getting enough nutrients. Consult your primary care physician. Okay, enough disclaimers. But let's talk about the rankings of meat. Pork is the absolute worst thing you can ever touch, eat, etc. spiritually. It's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. I remember a long time ago on my spiritual journey, the angels told me that, and I'm just like, well, I can eat it every now and then. What about once a week? What about once a month? And then they challenged me. They actually challenged me. So I'm gonna go in depth about why it's so bad spiritually. If people are clicking off the video are like, oh, I'm not changing my diet. I'm not telling you to change your diet. I'm telling you what's up. I'm telling you the facts. I ignored my angels for a long time on this, and because they let me learn it by myself. They didn't force anything. They just taught me that I had the information, and I refused to believe it until I actually started practicing it myself and saw differences. So with pork's the worst thing you can ever eat spiritually. It has the energy of human, number one. It has the spiritual energy of human. And if you don't believe that, there's videos online of them going into certain tribes that are cannibalistic, and they're like, what does the human taste like? And they're pointing to the pigs, and they're like, same taste. Watch those videos. And this is very interesting information. And because I know some of you guys love pork. I'm just talking about the spiritual aspects. I'm not talking about anything physical. First week of leaving pork, you'll notice, and pork has the energy to take away beauty as well. And I saw some people, my ancestors ate pork. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. The food that we have in this day and age is different from the food that your ancestors had. If your ancestors ate the food that we have now, they wouldn't have they'd be ancestors. Okay, let's just say that. I'm talking about the spiritual aspect of food. Pork, horrible. And you saw wait. There's a verse in the Bible. Let me think of the verse, because it's an entire I can remember certain parts of the Bible. Sometimes I am not able to. So it was something with, and I'm telling the whole story. So let me remember this in a second, but if my angels can assist. And he asked him, thank you. And he asked him, what is thy name? Wait, and he saw them. Okay. I might have to pull that up later, but, and he asked, and he saw the man, no, completely different verse, but yeah, and he asked him, what is thy name? And he said, thy name is Legion, for we are many. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was the exact verse, and I'm overthinking it. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he said, thy name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send him away out of the country. Now there was a nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding, and the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, so that we may enter into him. And forthwith Jesus gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went into the swine. There were about 2,000 swine, and they went into a place deep into the sea. So why did it take me so long to remember that? My angel literally had to say, oh, it's this verse. I'm like, okay. As baby's crying in the background. So, what is thy name? Thy name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send him away out of the country. Now there was a nigh unto the mount a great herd of swine feeding, and the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, so that we may enter into them. And forthwith Jesus gave them leave. So the Lord literally said, you can go into the swine, that's fine. I told my people not to eat this anyway. Look into the Bible. Look what the Bible says about pork in more than one aspect. I told my people not to eat this anyway. So go ahead, go into the swine. They all went into the swine, especially because when people eat the swine, they inherit the demons inside the actual pork. Keep in mind, those were a different kind of pig back then. That was a different kind of pig. So those were swine in the mountains. If you look at swine right now, swine are not, look at how they're living. I can't say anything about my background, but and how I know, but look how the swine are living. Not just the animal videos online. Look how they're living. Look at what their last circumstances were. Are those creatures abundant in their cage before they die? Are they feeling happy? Or are they feeling, oh, they know, they have the intuition that they're about to get killed? So when you eat that, you're consuming all that energy, all the energy. Every last pound and ounce of energy, you're consuming. You're not, you can't sage it. I've seen people, oh, I sage my pork before I eat it. No, that's not how it works. And that makes it worse, if anything. That makes it 100 times worse. But I mean, for the prideful people or people who are arrogant, I've seen people, I say you can't shut mirrors. And I'll make a video on that. You can't shut mirrors. You really can't. The only way to shut it is by putting a cloth over it. And I see people, well, my spiritual power is so much stronger that, and I've seen a TikTok commenter, I had to delete the comment because so many people were taking the information. So the TikToker with the guy saying, oh, the mirror's closed. I pee on it every day. I put stickers on it. And yeah, these are actual comments on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, let me see if I can look out of your mirror to see if what you're teaching is actually correct. Because maybe I'm wrong. I look out of the dude's mirror. The dude's in his apartment putting his clothes on chairs. He's putting his clothes in his kitchen. He's putting his clothes on couches. He's not cleaning his house. And I'm looking out of his mirror and mirrors because he doesn't realize how many he has in his house. He thinks he's just doing it with one. And I say to myself, and I talk to my angels, I'm like, I can still see out of this dude's mirrors. He puts stickers on the mirrors, yes he does. And he actually missed all the other mirrors in his house, which he must have forgot about. And he's like, well, and it's just arrogance. So what I'm teaching right now, if you think you're better than this information, then you deserve the karma that comes with this information. So now you know, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but now, my angels flat out told me a long time ago, and I kept eating pork, I would notice, pork is a de-glamour. When you eat pork, you de-glamorize yourself. There's other things I can talk about in this video. I'm not just talking about pork, but pork's the absolute worst. Cut that out. Okay, I have a little challenge for you that my angels gave me. Go 1 month without pork. If you're so earthly to the point where you can't go 1 month without pork, then you deserve your spiritual gifts being lost. You deserve it. I'm not being mean, but if you can't quit any kind of meat or diet, then, oh, but my ancestors, oh, my family, that's part of the earth. That will stop all your gifts. You don't deserve to have those gifts if you can't stop a food. So look how many foods God put on this planet. How many animals. Okay, next. Beef. Beef is less worse than pork, but it still applies. It will shut your clairtangency off by 100%. There's something called hand chakras and feet chakras, calf chakras, leg chakras, that when you quit beef, and try quitting beef for 3 months and see if you're in 1 month on beef, and then try to go 3 months. It's different. Your clairtangency opens. So it's super interesting. It's super interesting because when I quit beef, because I was trying to find out how to open my gifts more, my angel said, you know how to open your gifts more. So I stopped eating beef. I just stopped. I'm like, okay, my gifts sprouted open. I could feel my hand outside my hand. I could feel another hand outside of my hand. I felt the craziest sensations I've ever felt in my life in my hands. I felt just the coolest thing ever. I was finally able to leave my body fully. I was able to see visions fully. I was able to move stuff fully, not partially. If I wanted to, well, I can't say too much, but I'm not actually, that's too much already, but I wasn't able to hear my angels fully. It was like when you talk on a phone and you hang up and call them back. I quit beef, gifts blasted. More dreams, more visions, more recall. You ever wake up and you're like, why can't I remember a dream? Did you eat pork? Did you eat beef? Okay, on the chicken now, because it's supposed to, I'm going to make this video very easy. And yeah, I'm being very strict because my angels were strict with me and I didn't listen to them. So you guys will not follow my mistakes. You will not follow my same mistakes. Or you will, and then you'll have the same karma as I did and wait for your gifts to open more. So yeah, because I was young at that time. I was young. And don't get me wrong, I loved pork, I loved beef, it was delicious. I loved going to Outback Steakhouse and getting this medium rare. And yeah, my background's Brazilian, so yeah. So yeah, I love that food, yeah. But the thing about it, if you look at some of the ancestors that you have right now that are not living as long, to the spiritual effects of it, put 2 and 2 together. What's their diets? Rice, beans, beef. Okay, why did that person only live to 60? Spiritually. The spiritual reasons behind that. I'm only talking about the spiritual aspects, not physical. I'm not talking about anything physical in this video. I hope you guys know that. But chicken. I was so disappointed when I found out chicken applied as well. It's not as bad. Beef and pork are the absolute worst. Chicken, the chicken that we have now is the chicken is different from 10 years ago, unless it's from a private farm. That's an exception, unless you're growing your own, unless you have your own chickens. What about that case in beef and pork? Beef and pork, the rules still apply. You can have your private beef, you can have a private farm or whatever, and nothing can get on that farm, but beef and pork, just because their energy applies. Chicken, a little different. You can eat chicken. I mean, like I said, if you have a private farm, beef can be different, but we're in a different age. The vibration of the planet, because in the Bible, the Lord, I mean, remember in the case of, this is a good point, because I read the Bible and I was like, the angels were eating, and this is super interesting, because when the Lord and 2 angels visited Abraham before he went to Sodom and Gomorrah, he asked Abraham to prepare a very specific meal. So I'm like, wait, why is that? I mean, why are they eating calf or anything like that? Keep in mind, the vibration of the planet is very different back then. Back then, we could do that. As we left the Garden of Eden, the rules start changing. If you pay attention, people went from living a biblical age to a non-biblical age very quickly. The last time a human, or the first account in the Bible of a human seeing an angel and not knowing it's there is Numbers 22. when Archangel Michael's standing there and Balaam is trying to pass, and the donkey saw Michael before, or the ass saw Michael before Balaam did, and God had to reveal Michael to seeing him. So that's the last time. So you can tell as time goes down, the human vibration is dropping, and the vibration is very delicate now compared to before. So way back then, after the ark, in that time, you could eat beef differently, but not pork. You could eat beef and you'd have no problems, or chicken. But now time is changing. The vibration of the world is going up and it's going down at the same time. As above, so below. So now you know. As above, so below, now you know. Write it down. So chicken, I won't say too much, as if it's private chicken, way better. If it's not, ask your angels why it's not good, or why these foods are not good. They'll show you a very specific vision. They'll show you a very specific vision that only they can show you. They'll show you, and they'll show you in a dream. They'll show you in your vision, because I'm not going to say it. I just won't. They'll show you why. They'll show you why. And then once they show you, it's like... So, I'm going to go and say fast food, not good for spirituality either. Ask your angels why on that one. Not explaining that one, especially because of time reasons in this video. What could we eat then? Fish has a good energy to it, especially freshly caught fish. And I know this video is like, oh, you're teaching me about all these things I can't eat. Fish is good. Vegetables are good. Fruit is good. Fruit will open your gifts. Fruit will open your crowns. Every vegetable is associated with a chakra. Every vegetable associated with a chakra will open the chakra. If you eat carrots, it will open the sacral chakra. If you eat apples, it'll open the heart chakra. If you eat blueberries, it'll open the crown and the third eye and crown. Very, very easy. Fruits, vegetables, good. Actually, when you stop at the beef, pork, and chicken, you'll start craving vegetables. It's because your gifts are opening beyond your wildest imagination. Very straightforward video. What about sugar? Stay away from sugar. Sugar will fully block your third eye. What about natural sugar? You can eat natural sugar, don't blend it. I'm not going to say why. It's spiritual secrets. I'm not talking about anything physical in this video. So, natural sugar, try not to blend it. Try not adding sugar. Try staying away from sugar additives. The best spiritual diet you can ever eat. Try removing sugar completely. You won't care about sugar at all. So, I'm teaching all... Look at people drive around here. I'm gonna drive off the sidewalk. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could show you more of the, like a panoramic view. It's just entertainment, but... this is a very important video. I'm very careful as to how I teach this. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Ask your guides. Ask them. Ask your angels. Most importantly, ask God to show you. Ask God to show you. I can say anything. Any YouTuber can say anything. Ask God to show you. Ask God to show you. Don't just take my word for it. Do not just take what I'm saying. And for the people who are very arrogant, oh, well, I'm better. I can eat anything I want. Well, you don't deserve your gifts like that. You're too prideful. I've seen people like that. Someone's like, well, my ancestors ate pork and I'm the most beautiful person ever. And that person, no one doesn't have... Okay. Let's just say don't take advice from people. Do not take advice from people you wouldn't trade places with. This is enough of this video. Lots of information in this video. Very touchy subject. I get it. Research is something worth doing with this video topic. Don't just take anything I'm saying as take it for a grain of salt and a grain of pepper and apply it to your life. Ask the Lord to show you in visions through his beautiful angels what I'm talking about. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. If you'd like your own custom necklace, DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram. I'm actually adding some new jewelry to the website, and it's all the way down there, so new jewelry is coming to the website. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Check out floridastoneman.com. Ciao.